What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm live. I'm sitting here. Hopefully, the internet is good enough to stream a little bit. Well, not stream, but just chat about it, about the events before they kick off. Athletes get here in about 20 minutes, so I've got about 20-ish minutes to chat about the day so far. I just wanted to put something out. I was in between. I was in between athletes, and I figured I'd go for it. Let's party. All right. What up? What up? What up? Guys, this episode is brought to you by PR Apparel. Like I said this morning, they are um, actual true sponsor for the podcast. So we're super stoked to have them on. I'm wearing one of their shirts now. I like their stuff. Yeah, use code WODprep at some point in time. If you are if you're here in Norcal watching this or in and out, just come up to the booth and say WODprep. You'll get 15% off. So what is PR Apparel? PR Apparel is a Colorado-based fitness brand. Guy's name's Keaton. He's a good dude. I have a hat of theirs and a few of their shirts, and we just chatted, and I was like, hey, man, you want to do something to maybe get the brand out there a little bit more? And he said, sure. And so, yeah. So, like I said, we're always trying to do the thing of trying to make this more and more professional and do it more often. So, all right. Let's talk about the day so far. We've got a lot of great races. We had a lot of good races this morning going into event 5, which is basically the men are going to do the farm nastics or whatever it's called. And then the women are going to do the C2 bike, the pump one, whatever it's called. They sell apparel, shirts. That's definitely a can't do it anymore because Ben is sponsored by Born Primitive, so we can't do a apparel collab, unfortunately. Just for the podcast. So let's get into it. Let's get into the leaderboard. All right, we'll talk a little bit about what the leaderboard finalized as yesterday with, or sort of how it was sort of finalizing with the sled push event. We'll go from there. So we'll talk about this CrossFit. Great question. How do I feel about the event changes? I think these things happen more often than we know behind the scenes of even the CrossFit Games. So with the rope, there was no way to know that the ropes being on the floor would melt part of the O-ring or the loop ring that attached the rope to the handle, and then to the point that they would weaken for them to come apart. So that's what happened, right? So it's fucking hot here, guys. It is cooking, super hot. So and it was something that would never happen in any other situation. It would never happen to your personal rope. It's not an RX Smart Gear fault, right? That ring is really thick. Here, I'll show you guys. At least this is my understanding of it. RX Smart Gear. Can you guys hear me okay? I think so. People walking through my shit. I'm in the PR tent. He shut down for the day. So this ring right here is what basically melted. Okay, so this ring got soft, this attachment loop right here, and it was coming apart. And so that's what was happening. Yeah, don't leave the drag rope in the car and then use it immediately. Right? I think that's, it's something that would never, ever happen otherwise. As far as the gator, again, something that you really couldn't predict. They were noted to be the same. No, it's not a drag rope. It's a heavy rope. Yeah, for sure. It's equipment failure, but equipment failure happens all the time. And this is more like, I don't know, very similar to like the ruck. Probably, maybe. No, this is one that you would never know. Like, there's no way that you would be able to predict this, right? And they just left it on the floor, and that floor was, 130 degrees, and it's 95 degrees outside, and the floor was cooking. So, anyways, as far as the gator, so if we're looking at what they ended up doing, so there's a lot of controversy online. Basically, what they ended up doing is pitting the right lane versus the left lane in the men's and women's. And so while this was a fair way to score it, fair-ish way, the points are going to lay out a little bit different. So basically it ends up being a 50-point test. Some people got points for the right lane if they went in the right lane, and some people got points in the left lane if they went in the left lane. If you did the right lane, basically more people did the right lane, so the potential for last place in the right lane was a worse score than last place in the left lane. Definitely an issue there. And then they made it a half-point event. Okay, so basically it was worth half a point, so a little less impactful for most people, right? And so what it did was someone like Nate's, who's in first, would have most likely, if they would have done full points, wouldn't be in first because Will beat him by a lot in the Stow and Go. Will got second place, so we got 1 point. He would have got 2 points, so Will would be sitting in first, or Bill Leahy would be sitting in first had the points been a full points. Oh, man. Let me know if I'm glitching at all, because I had a bunch of comments come in late. It is cooler for sure. That's what I've heard. Okay, good. The other thing that I've noticed that a lot of people aren't talking about is the left side, especially on the females. Dude, the females was absolute destruction on the left side when they were done. Fucking murder, crawling off the ground. The right side worked hard, and they felt that like suicide, that acid bath feel at the end, but not like the left, man. So they're gonna feel some fatigue, but I think they did what they could do in general. It will favor the smaller guys a little bit because it was half-point event. Okay, but it's a strong man's competition. Okay, we have Heavy Isabel. Okay, we have these wall balls. This pump house workout was a strong person's competition. Correct. But they ended up not racing CrossFat. So CrossFat said a damper versus 10 versus 3. That's a great example. Yes, but they ended up and then I was just reading the comments. But they only scored left versus left, right versus right, right? So okay. I think that there isn't a bike change. There was a wall ball change. So the wall balls were more, the bike stayed the same. So they added 20 more wall balls for 50 wall balls instead of 30, and they just took away the rope. Definitely favors the bigger guy now. But with that being said, let's look at the guys and who finished well in that workout, because that's not the case, right? Nate and Bill won because they were the best at the gymnastics, not because of anything else, right? Bill's okay on the bike, okay? So CrossFit, so basically that's incorrect. So CrossFit said while they were doing an event, they thought they were. At about heat 10 of the women, it had been internally decided to split the scores, so everyone knew by about then, and that was when they decided, because it started off okay, and then it quickly was clear that they were not able to compete left to right, and so it was way earlier for the athletes that knew that than it was like the men knew it from the first heat, and at least all the coaches did. So that was common knowledge internally and just not exposed outward. So not quite. I haven't noticed Colton. This was 100 lunge wall balls for Colton. It's going to be a tough event in general. I think he's holding his own, being in fifth with a mess up like the car push, which is going to be terrible no matter how strong Colton is. It's a leverage game. I would say it. So Gus, like the percentage, I don't know, but like when the women started, it was a race left to right. And by the 10th to 15th heat, it was not a race anymore. All of a sudden, the left just started losing big time. And so I would say gradually, and then it kind of hit a point where it just didn't get any worse, is sort of how it happened. All right. All right. Kevin did great. Best event so far. He executed it really, really well. Good event for him. He did get caught on the bike in that someone got on after him and caught him. And so definitely be the beginning, near the beginning. It was the beginning of the sets. It was immediately. So like when early on, you could see it at the end of the push because it was just harder. But like then all of a sudden you could see them. They just couldn't get it started like the right lane. Okay, let's go to it. So we have a great race at the top. We are within 6 points, first, second, third. Looks like they're going to start running away with it. I think Nate and Bill are going to do really good on this workout. I think it's going to be a very easy workout for them as far as, especially relative to the field. They're going to probably be top 5 again, and they're going to start to really pull away. I don't know how good Trayvon is. He got second in the ring shuttle, so I'm guessing he is a gymnastics athlete. So maybe this is good for him too, and maybe he stays in the race. So it sounds like it's going to come down to basically who is more fit here. So we have 3 scores tomorrow. So Sunday ends up being moving day, which is so cool, right? Colton knew. So all the guys, when the guys got to it, everyone knew, and Colton chose the left lane on purpose. He chose the left lane knowing that the left was going to be scored against the left, and knowing he was hedging his bet against the left lane. And that's what people were doing towards the end. Like some guys started to choose the left lane because they were like, yeah, exactly. But by the time it got to the guys, it had been pretty stationary. It hadn't changed for a while. Like it was just harder. It wasn't getting slower. It was just like the same, like I said. So, okay. So this is the guys doing great. I think the race is really cool. I think Colton still has a really good shot. If he can do well in his hands here and be quick, he's going to do fat. He's going to get a little bit of ground on the overhead squats. The farmer's carry is pretty relevant. Everyone's about the same. It's about not making any mistakes on the pirouettes on this workout. All right, let's go to the women. The women are going to do the rope workout. If we look at the women are a little more skewed. Nice. As far as, what's up, Jonathan? Yeah, Bill looks great. So this is a good question. Thanks for bringing it up. Bill looks awesome. He looks really composed. He looks very fit. He got on the bike. Nate got on the bike before Bill, and Bill caught him, right? And so that shows me some real fitness, some like kind of grunt mentality. And Gus, Bill looks like he knew what movements to practice. I know, I hear what you're saying, but Bill is an exceptional gymnast. He's really good at gymnastics. He's very good at high volume muscle ups. He's good at handstand walking. And so I don't think, and he was very fast on the D-ball. But I think that's because he's a basketball player and his lateral ability, right? So like if you watch Bill got to start pushing the gator when his competitor, whoever was in the left, was just grabbing the third ball. Like he had gained 2 or 3 seconds on just putting the D-balls into the back of the gator, whereas most people were within like half a second the entire time. And he gained a lot of ground there, and that's why he did so well in that event. A ball ahead. Yeah, he was a ball ahead. Yes, exactly. All right, let's talk about the females. Gucci, not super great this morning. Had a lot of falls on her on the farmnastics. Could have been in the 530-ish range. Somewhere around 17th, 15th. A lot of falls. Maybe rushed a few. But, you get caught up in the race and it gets really, really tough. So let's talk about the top. All right. Alex looks awesome. being consistent. This will be a good workout for her. She's very good on the bar. Um, Taking the double unders away, I'm assuming, is probably a little bit of a benefit. Um, uh, so I think she'll do well. Hattie looks great. This was a really niche event for Hattie. The last two were very niche in general. I think Hattie is going to burn down Pump House and do extremely well. So, well, Carolyn Prevost started off not that great, had a great event, stow and go, and then another great event. This will also be a good event for her. She can grind, she can really dig. Kristen Holta creeping her way on up. Again, it's terrible Isabel, but she's not out of fighting range yet, right? With a second. The wall balls will hurt her a little bit, but I think it's just fitness, right? Because they're throwing to a 9-foot target. So I think they're going to do well. I don't think it's going to affect her. The women's race, Alex Gan's pulling away, but we have two people here, and then we have another cluster, and then we have just kind of these like small clusters here. And I don't think anyone's really out of it yet. They're just halfway done with the competition. There's still 4 scores left, so a lot of fitness left to go. I think it's the demand. Gus, how can CJ stream? I think it's just the demand of what they wanted to stream. It is a dead zone here. I've had fine internet, but I think it would have been fine. Caro had to be hyped to dump the ropes. She's like gym member. Oh, really? Oh, shit. I didn't know this about Carolyn Prevost. Alexis, dude. You mean Alex Snatch? I don't know. Here comes the Savon crew. They're just coming in. Should I bring Savon over to get him on this air? There's Jenny. They won't come on. I didn't know. Well, then yes. Then this is huge for her. I didn't know. Let's see. Carol had to be hyped to dump. I think Hattie looks very fit. Very, very fit. No, they're not going to come on. He walked away anyways. Hattie looks super fit. And I think they are going to do, what would really show them the flex would be if I just started getting a ton of donations. That's right. Just a ton of donations. Just like, look at how much money I made while you guys were doing nothing. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'm rooting for Hattie. Hattie and Gucci have a longer term connection. So I definitely rooting for her to punch her ticket. It looks good. It's going to be a fun race. This will be a really good race between Hattie, Alex, and Carolyn. I think this is all good. This is just a fitness race and who can dig the most. For the guys, it was such a harder event. What is this supposed to say? Well, I don't even know what this means, CrossFat. Anyways, thanks, Gus. You're a G. So for the guys, this one was so brutal. It was 1,000 degrees on the floor, and for the girls, it's going to be so much better. It's shaded. The trees are covering some of the floor where the bikes are, and it's just going to feel a lot better. They don't even go for another hour. So, but yeah, super excited for the night. I think Gucci's going to do well in this workout. She's good at the lunge wall balls. She's decent at the pullovers. And if we can just convince her not to go too big early, she's great on the bike. Oh, what a guy. Aaron, my man. We did it. Woo. Hell yeah. I like talk loud and everyone turns their head and is like, what is this guy talking about? Anyways, thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate it, man. Like I said, guys, I really always appreciate it. I get to eat tonight. That's right. Yeah. When I go coach, man, I am, no one's WODprep isn't sponsoring me. I'm like just the bum. I just like find my way to here, try not to spend too much money. Yeah, exactly. Gucci doesn't have to buy me dinner. It's hard. It's hard to fund your way as a coach, man. John, give everyone your 1 minute breakdown of the day so far.
What's up, everybody? Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. What, you want to ask a question? I'll just answer it.
Yeah. Just what's your 1 minute take on the men's field for the day?
I don't think Colton's at 100% right now. I think there's stuff going on. Bill Leahy might win the Norcal Classic.
Yeah, sure. He looks so good.
I'm gonna have to hear that forever from Hiller. So that's gonna be great. Let's see who Nate Ackerman looks really good. The row run is going to decide. I really think the row run is going to decide who goes from the Norcal Classic.
Yep, that's what I said.
I really do, because it's 2 scored events. I know Nate's not strong in endurance, but he might have enough of a lead. It won't matter, So after the row run, I really think people will separate themselves. With Jorge, Nate, Bill, even Colton, as far as and Traven. Yeah.
Is he good at gymnastics? I mean, he got second. Is he good at the pullover?
I do not know. Yeah, wall ball bike for sure, but that it just comes down to the bar muscle up pullovers.
Are the girls doing double unders? Did they pull the ropes back out, or no? Did they change it for them too?
I think all the elites are no jump rope.
Okay. And then, so what's your pick for tonight? Are you allowed to? You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's just the girls, right? It's the guys over here, girls over there.
Yeah.
Are
you allowed to pick?
Yeah, I can pick. Okay. Girls, I'm gonna rock with Alex Gazan, man.
On this one?
Yeah. Dude, it's just leg pump city. It's literally who can do the bar muscle up, pullovers. Of the people good at those, right. Then it's just who can hurt the most in their legs. And Alex Gazan is that. Carolyn Prevost, I think, is a sneaky pick on that.
Without the double unders?
Yes, without the double unders. Yeah, I'll still take Gazan in that, but I think Carolyn Prevost is up there too. Big thing with the women is Maddie Faust was somebody we never heard of, was 3rd place, beat Alex Gazan in the ring muscle up event, which is pretty wild. Took 35th in their last event, and the handstand pirouette one, and dropped all the way to 9th. That was the biggest shakeup on the women's field. I think for now, yeah. What is she? She's half a point with her, Carolyn Prevost, maybe not then. But I think Hattie's a great runner. I think Hattie's going to do great in the row run. Honestly, I don't have picks for the whole competition right now, but I think Hattie's in the driver's seat, even if Carolyn Prevost takes it from her in this event.
All right.
And for the men, I
think it's close. I think these guys are going to be like within seconds of each other.
Yeah, I don't know how Nate is on his hands. That whole event's just the pirouettes, the whole thing.
He runs on his hands.
Nate
runs on his hands.
Yeah, but pirouettes is different than walking fast. Yeah. Look at Trista Smith. She had 2 no reps, and your winner on that was 3:33. Was some girl we hadn't even brought up.
Oh, Andrew Solberg.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so running fast in your hands doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be amazing at pirouettes. That doesn't mean he's going to be bad, right? That means he's probably going to be top 10. But, he's in the driver's seat. It's just about the row run.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Who's your picks?
Let's see. So for tonight, I think Hattie and Carolyn are going to do it. Hattie's just got that grind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she does. She does. She also followed me yesterday. Fun fact.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she doesn't not like me anymore.
It's gonna be Hattie and Carolyn. I think it's just like pure fitness based. I think everyone is pretty close on the gymnastics. I don't think it's going to be a separator there. I think it's going to be who can grind harder, and I'm picking these 2.
Okay.
And then for the guys, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be these 2 guys. Like, they just seem the best on their hands and just moving fast overall. So I think these 2 are going to go.
I still think Colton could pull it out. It's less fitness than anything.
Right.
It's just
he can create enough separation on the squats to make an impact.
I think if he's the first one to get there and then he's the same skill level, that means he wins, right?
Yeah.
But again, he's not. I know he's not 100%. I'll tell you right now. I think the only person who can take – I think Alex Kazan's going to end up winning the competition running away. The only person that can take it from Hattie Canyo. No. is Kristen Holte.
Oh yeah, let's go,
dude. Kristen Holte is the only person that's going to be able to take this from Hattie Canyo and the full competition. You're not going to be able to see it right now. Carolyn Primo is going to have a great event.
Right.
Is she going to seem up there? I promise you, Kristen Holte is the only person that I think can take this from Hattie Canyo.
Okay, good to know. I like it. Thanks, buddy.
It's just sneaky. It's sneaky. All right, see you guys later.
All right, sick. JY dropped in. Make sure to tune in. And yeah, thanks, guys. I'm going to dip. I'm going to run. I assume the events will be live at some point tonight. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I think Jonathan. So Savan are the only ones talking about that and JY. I think it's just because I think everyone assumes Alex is going to win, right? I don't think it's anything else. Events start in 35 minutes, so I got to run and get Gucci warmed up. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for the donation so much. Thank you, Jenny. You're the best. Kazan, I mean, she's in the lead, so it's hard to say, is she overhyped? I don't think so at this point. I think we'll be able to find out tonight. I don't think she is at this point. I've thought that in the past, but every time I think it, she proves me wrong. And then it starts to creep back in when she doesn't do that well. So, I mean, she won WFP. I think it's a big deal. All right. Peace.